You think you know them. You've seen them leap through hoops at marine parks, their mouths curved in what looks like a permanent smile. But the killer whale, also known as the orca, is not just a predator, but also a tactical genius capable of carrying out precise attacks. Off the coast of Western Australia, in a place researchers call the Patch, something happens every year. The Bremer Canyon becomes a battlefield. Here in waters over 1,000 meters deep, killer whales wage war against monsters from the abyss. Observers have witnessed orcas surfacing with massive chunks of squid flesh in their mouths. The giant squid and colossal squid are not just large. They are evolutionary masterpieces designed for survival in the most hostile environment on the planet. Their tentacles are lined with serrated sucker rings made of a material harder than most metals. The colossal squid possesses swiveling hooks that can rotate 360 degrees, designed to tear through blubber and flesh. Their beaks can generate bite forces exceeding 6,000 pounds per square inch. And yet, when orcas descend into the abyss, these titans of the deep become nothing more than a meal. Every 10 m you descend, the pressure increases by 1 full atmosphere. At about 3,300 feet, the depth where giant squid live, the pressure is 100 atmospheres. That is 1,470 pounds per square in pressing on every square in your body. For a human diver breathing compressed air, this creates 2 immediate death sentences: nitrogen narcosis and oxygen toxicity. Nitrogen narcosis occurs when nitrogen gas under extreme pressure becomes narcotic. Oxygen toxicity is even worse. When the partial pressure of oxygen exceeds 1.4 atmospheres, oxygen becomes poisonous. It causes seizures, convulsions, and death. Before diving, an orca takes a massive breath and then its lungs completely collapse. By collapsing the lungs, the orca prevents any gas exchange. No nitrogen enters the bloodstream. No oxygen toxicity occurs. Instead, orcas store oxygen in their blood and muscles using a protein called myoglobin. In deep diving orcas, myoglobin concentration is 30 times higher. Their myoglobin proteins have evolved a high net surface charge. This creates electrostatic repulsion. With collapsed lungs and supercharged muscles, an orca can hold its breath for over 15 minutes and dive to depths exceeding 1,000 m. They have conquered the first enemy, the environment itself. In the deep sea, vision is useless. Light does not penetrate below 1,000 m. The giant squid is invisible, but the orca does not hunt with eyes. It hunts with sound, and its biosonar system is more sophisticated than any military technology humans have developed. The orca's primary weapon is its melon. This is the large bulbous forehead that gives dolphins and whales their characteristic rounded head shape. The melon is not just fat. It is an acoustic lens made of specialized lipids with varying densities. The orca generates sound using structures called phonic lips located in its nasal passages. When air is forced past these lips, they vibrate, creating clicks. They're precisely timed. High-frequency pulses ranging from 20 to 60 kilohertz. The melon focuses the sound into a highly directional beam that projects forward like a flashlight. Research has shown that tooth-fed whales can distinguish targets with differences in thickness as small as 0.2 millimeters. That's roughly the thickness of 2 sheets of paper at about 330 feet away in complete darkness. In the crushing darkness 3,000 feet below the surface, a battle is taking place that no human has ever witnessed. A creature with tentacles longer than a city bus, armed with rotating hooks, faces off against the ocean's supreme apex predator. Orcas don't fight fair, they fight smart. The orca has located the giant squid using biosonar. It has tracked the squid through the darkness. A fully grown male orca can weigh about 22,000 pounds. A colossal squid weighs about 1,100 pounds. This creates a mass ratio of 20 to 1, sometimes 40 to 1 in favor of the orca. The orca's hunting strategy likely follows this sequence. First, acoustic stunning. Orcas produce clicks with source levels exceeding 220 dB. In speed, orcas can reach speeds of about 35 miles per hour. At this velocity, the kinetic energy of a 22,000 pounds orca is immense. Orcas generate bite forces in a range of 19,000 newtons. This is more than enough to crush bone, tear through blubber, and grip the soft mantle of a squid. But here's what makes the orca's bite truly devastating: the death roll. By rotating its body while maintaining the bite, the orca generates enormous shear forces. Orcas that hunt deep-sea squid often have circular scars and linear slash marks on their skin. These are the signatures of squid sucker rings and hooks. But physical capability alone does not explain why orcas are the only species that dare to hunt giant squid in the deep. Sperm whales also hunt giant squid. So what makes orcas different? Orcas have the second largest brain in the animal kingdom, but size alone does not determine intelligence. Humans have an EQ of about 7. Orcas have an EQ of approximately 2.5. This places them among the most intelligent animals on Earth. But the orca brain has another remarkable feature: gyrification. This is the degree of folding and wrinkling in the cerebral cortex. The Gyrification Index for humans is 2.2. For orcas is 5.7, the most gyrified brain in the world. The orca's insular cortex, the region involved in consciousness, empathy, and self-awareness, is extraordinarily developed. They may possess a form of consciousness similar to our own. They may understand the mental states of others. They may be capable of empathy and also its opposite, cruelty. This intelligence manifests in their hunting behavior. Orcas do not rely on instinct alone. They learn, they innovate, they teach. Each pod of orcas has its own culture, its own dialect, its own hunting traditions. The first example comes from Frozen Planet 2. A pod of orcas sends scouts to look for a sea lion. They share this information and begin a coordinated attack. Working together, the orcas swim beneath the ice, creating a powerful wave that breaks the ice apart. To protect themselves, the orcas release clouds of bubbles that confuse the sea lion. Once the animal is fully disoriented, the orcas move in and the meal is secured. Off the coast of Argentina, a specific group of orcas has mastered intentional stranding. They surf on waves to grab prey directly from the shore. This technique is incredibly dangerous. Only 13 orcas in this population have mastered it, and they learned it through years of training. Young orcas practice with their mothers. The adults introduce props like seaweed. This is not instinct. This is education. This is culture. The same cultural transmission occurs with deep-sea hunting. This is why orcas are so effective. Each generation builds on the accumulated knowledge of their ancestors. Intelligence in orcas does not mean benevolence. In fact, their intelligence enables behaviors that can only be described as calculated violence. Behaviors that suggest orcas understand suffering and in some cases choose to inflict it. That assumption was shattered in 2016 when researchers documented the first case of orca infanticide. An adult male orca and his mother worked together to drown a newborn calf from an unrelated pod, eliminate competing genetics, and the dolphins do not eat them. The porpoises are left floating, destroyed but uneaten. It may be practice, or it may be a form of high arousal, object-oriented play, killing far more prey than they can consume. Sharks operate on instinct. They have no choice. But orcas have choice. They can decide to be the kind of orca that rescues drowning humans or the kind that tortures prey for hours. This capacity for choice, for moral agency, makes them more like us than any other animal in the ocean. And that is terrifying. The giant squid evolved for 50 million years to dominate the deep sea. It became the apex predator of the abyss. And then a mammal that evolved from a land-dwelling wolf decided to invade that space. This is what scientists call an apex swap. The orca did it through intelligence, through culture. They used their brains to turn their existing bodies into the ultimate killing machines. Consider the evidence. Orcas hunt great white sharks, and they do so with surgical precision. They flip the sharks upside down to induce paralysis. Then they make a single incision and extract only the liver, leaving the rest of the carcass untouched. Off the coast of South Africa, two male orcas named Port and Starbird have systematically exterminated the great white shark population. They have killed dozens of sharks using the exact same technique every time. It is a protocol learned, refined, and executed with military precision. Orcas are generalists. They hunt everything. They adapt. They innovate. They wage war. They commit murder. They rescue. They mourn their dead. They are in every meaningful sense the humans of the ocean. And that is why they're the only species that truly dares to confront the monster of the deep. Because daring requires the cognitive ability to assess risk, to plan, to coordinate. When an orca descends into the abyss, it is making a choice. That is not instinct. That is courage. Or perhaps it is arrogance. In 2001, researchers conducted a mirror test on orcas. The orcas not only noticed the markings, but became fixated on them. They spent extended periods in front of the mirror, checking themselves out. This suggests that orcas possess self-awareness. They recognize themselves as individuals. So, here's the answer. Killer whales are the only species that dare to confront the monster of the deep sea because they're the only species with the biological engineering, the sensory technology, and the intelligence to coordinate, innovate, and culturally transmit strategies. They are not just apex predators. They are apex intelligences. They have taken the ocean and conquered it so completely that every other predator from great white sharks to giant squid exists at their mercy. The next time you see an orca in a marine park doing tricks, remember what it is. Remember that the smile is not a smile. It is just the shape of its face. And behind that face is a mind that understands violence, practices it, perfects it, and teaches it. In the dark waters of the abyss, the orca reigns supreme. Not because it is the biggest or the strongest, but because it is the smartest, and that makes all the difference. If you want to see more deep dives into the insane biology of apex predators, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell. Drop a comment below. The mantis shrimp, the saltwater crocodile, or maybe the Humboldt squid. Let me know. And if you made it this far, you are part of the apex predator audience. Thanks for watching. Now go watch the next video where we break down even more biological insanity.